From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another podcast episode of Conversation with Trent and Friends, featuring the lovely Coach D and the lovely Shan. Actually, Coach D is off tonight. She had a little bug coming on last week, and it's finally got her. She got 101 fever, and she's under the weather. So, wishing her well. She'll be back next week. You know, hopefully she got all the juices and all the medication in and get her straight. So. Good stuff. Get well, D. Let's bring Shannon in. We'll start talking about this topic. One sec. What's going on?
Well, hello. Good evening. Happy Sunday.
What's going on with you?
Oh, not much. I hate to hear that about Coach D. I didn't know I was going to have to deal with you by myself tonight. Like, good grief.
When she called me, she was like, oh, you and Shan going to have to get on. I mean, she sounds stuffy.
Yeah, she didn't sound great last week.
I'm saying in the back of my mind, oh shit, I got to deal with this.
You know what, sir? You should be so lucky.
Yeah.
Consider yourself lucky. But
Yeah. So what's going on in Atlanta? What's going on over there?
What is going on in Atlanta? Not much, I don't think.
Okay.
But I'm not outside like that.
Not the party. I'm not talking about the party. And what's going on? Like, how was your day? I'm not talking about.
Oh, well, you said, hey, well, then say that. Don't ask me about what's going on in Atlanta, because Atlanta is.
You've been away so long. You've been away so long. You don't know how it's rolling around here. Come on now.
That's just common. That's just common sense.
I see somebody back there. I see somebody in a waiting area waiting up. I think I'm gonna have.
Oh, hey Martine, welcome. Do we have somebody in the waiting room? I feel like am I like bright or something? I feel like I'm bright.
Hey, you good. You good. So yeah, we're gonna bring the guests in, but yeah, everything is good on this end, man. Everything's real good. And as you guys know, we really appreciate you guys. We got finally connected to the 23,000 folks over there on Instagram. So hello to you guys and good stuff. Shan's back. You guys see Shan and all that stuff and whatnot. But Welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in over there. All those 23,000 folks. So really appreciate it. And also you guys can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, right there on the Kayla Kennedy TV and all that good stuff. So visit the TK Shop, that bio, or TaylorKennedy.com for more information on how to stream us live on our personal platform. Good stuff. Go ahead.
No, I'm just excited because it's kind
You're
of
looking like
you're
starstruck in a minute. You're looking like you're starstruck.
I know, because I'm excited with our guest tonight. It's like it's like we're coming full circle in like a whole reunion.
We definitely are. Because she held us down when I was still in that bed, man, in that wheelchair, back and forth, trying to get it together. And again, fellas, if fellas, and I'm talking about from a personal experience, if you say a woman is not the backbone and keeps you in line and strong and holds you up, I'm not gonna say hold you down because I don't want you to hold me down because I'm gonna pull you down and we both gonna sink. But you guys were there, man, when it was bleak. It was a very bleak time, man, and doing the topics and all that good stuff, man. So I was excited to see her pop up there. I didn't know she was coming through, but that's a pleasant surprise.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm glad. I was happy that she was accepted my invitation to come in.
You guys are gonna see her in a second, man. She was always a pleasure, always a lovely pleasure to come onto the platform and just do that gumbo talk, man. Gumbo talk. She played referee more than none. So with Shannon.
Wait, well, she wasn't there then. Speaking of referee, and I thought Coach D was going to be here tonight, but I was looking at the clip that you posted the other day from the way back one.
Right.
from when we had our little on-air disagreement. And I'm like, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I really did that. But oh my God, you probably really did some crappy stuff that made me do that.
And let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, when she asked me last week, hey, did you so everything's up on Apple? This is what she was talking about. She wasn't talking about, oh, it was bad content. No, her spazzing out.
Wasn't bad.
Did you wait a minute? Did you? Yes, I did.
But a sister had been known to log off.
Not just one time. Not just one time, multiple times.
More than once? Have I done it more than once? Was it more than once?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
And most of the time, I got to be honest and be transparent about it. Most of the time, I was picking with her. I was definitely picking with her. I knew I was going to get a reaction. So
yeah, you be coming in hot, as you say. You was coming in hot.
I was coming in hot. Every time I came in hot, she, yeah. But it's good though. It's real good. Real good to have you back. And everything's full circle, man. Everything's full circle and everything's good. Real good. Real good.
Look, Martine's laughing at. I know that's how look, Martine. I was listening to some of those old podcasts, and I'm like, "Oh, is that me?"
Martine, she didn't even realize how much content we did from my different ability state, early stages of disability state. I mean, the very first podcast, this girl helped me pick out my suit. I'm like, I'm not wearing a suit. She was like, yeah, man, you got to do it. You got to do it. I'm like,
yeah. I think we were on FaceTime or something. You were showing me your selections, the options you had. I'm like, I got that one. I got that one. So yeah.
So it was
you cleaned up pretty well. You cleaned up pretty well. I'm glad to see. You're trying to keep it going. I'm no longer styling you. So, but
you know what I call that, right? I'm Trent 2.0.
Trent 2.0. Martine said she said she witnessed the logging off. I know, Martine. I know. Thank you, and thank you for coming back. I can't say it was one of my finer moments.
You know why they come back though? Let's just be honest. You know why they come back? Because it's authentic, it's organic, and it's transparent. I'll let you just flip out. Okay, go ahead.
Flip out. Okay.
You flip out. Come on.
I didn't. It's not flip out. It's not.
I call them tantrums. Shan's tantrums.
Okay. So I think this will be a great time to bring in our
after the show. Let me finish my thought.
Lord.
After the show, when I piss her off, I have the audacity in Trent fashion, call her up. Hey, what's up?
If I answer the phone,
5 minutes after the show, I don't edit, don't do nothing. Hey, what's up? You good? Everything good? Sometimes she answers, sometimes she don't.
Yeah,
it depends, but no, it's all good. So tonight's topic, man, who gets the friends? Who gets the friends within the divorce, that is? Let's just be honest, man. Let's keep it a buck. We're going to lose friends in a breakup. We definitely going to lose friends in a breakup, especially if the ex-partner, creating a narrative and everything, pointing the finger, whichever one's pointing the finger. You got to be adults about this, man. You got to be 10 toes down, in my opinion. Adult. You got to be 10 toes down being adulting, dealing with this type of stuff, because the lines can get blurred and can get shady. I have personal experience to share with that, but it's possible, but you got to be adults about it. But where did this topic come from, Shannon?
One, I will say, from a conversation I'd had with some girlfriends of mine, and also my own personal experience, right? Where going through a divorce, and where does the friend line get drawn? Where is the loyalty supposed to be? Is there supposed to be some type of expected loyalty, especially when you make these friendships as a couple, not necessarily friends that you may have brought into the relationship, but those that you made as a couple and that have been part of a significant part of your life. So that's where it came from. So I'm interested to hear, not only just talk about or share my own experience or perspectives, but to see for those who have gone through, divorces or separations, whether you were in a long-term committed type of relationship and you had friendships that you shared, what happened, and how do you move forward?
Exactly.
And I'll be honest, I'm still a work in progress with it, even 10, 11 years later. I am, seriously. There's still, Well, I will talk about it, but there's still some
I
friendships,
get it.
that did not necessarily remain the same as they were prior to
Mhm.
the separation.
And I'll explain. I'll give my input on the reason why I think you're still having issues with that, and why it's so hard for you to do that. Because I went through a similar type situation, and we shared a ton of friends. My ex and I shared a ton of friends, but a narrative was created,
Mhm.
and a lot of people roll with it. A lot of people roll with it. And I'm the type of guy, I'm not gonna sit up there and tongue wrestle with nobody trying to get my point across. We're not doing that. So whatever narrative that whatever was said, there it is. I'm too private to bring everybody into what's going on with me. Nah, that's just not my thing. But I get it, and I understand why some people do that to get that one up on friendship. I don't need friends like that to slander you. I don't need friends like that.
Right.
That's
Well, so that we can continue talking, we've got a couple of comments, but I want to go ahead and bring our guest in, and then we'll go through get caught up in these comments, and then.
Shannon comes taking back over. Good stuff. Good
Well,
stuff.
sir, if not, you'll keep talking, and then I'll get the
I'll
hate
be on,
mail that I'm
I'll
not
be on
reading
that
the
soapbox.
comments.
I'll be on that soapbox. Yeah, let's bring this special guest in, man. It's a pleasant, very pleasant surprise. And when I saw in the studio there, I was like, wow, this is interesting. Let's bring her in. Keisha Case.
Happy Sunday.
Hey,
What's going on, Keith? What's
I
going
am
on?
so excited for the invite. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. How you been? Everything good?
Everything is golden. So it's
That's
good.
good
But
stuff.
man, I've been sitting backstage like listening to this. Man, I can't wait until we get into this gumbo.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna sit back. I got the ginger juice going, so I'm gonna let the ladies do their thing and go ahead on. Thank y'all at brunch or something, and let's
I
see what's
know,
going on with
right?
this topic. Go ahead.
So right now, I know. Oh, Mark joined
Well,
the
it's
conversation. So
wait a minute. Hang on a second, Shan. It's refreshing to know that things haven't changed that much. He said he's gonna sit back and take his ginger while we run things. Okay.
That's the way I did
I
before,
think
right?
there's a little something extra in that ginger juice, though.
Hey,
No, you know how to
Martine.
report.
At
Hey,
least I'm
Mark.
transparent with mine.
No, I don't drink. I don't.
Story.
The only thing that's changed, Keisha, the only thing that has changed, I transitioned from the pain pills and the muscle spasm pills to Shannon likes to call it. She likes to call it. What do you call it?
Keith, I say he's in airplane mode.
Yeah, very natural. Very natural. Very natural.
I love
No
it.
pain.
I love it.
Yeah, because you've been
Okay.
soaring. So I'm like, are you in airplane mode?
Yeah. No pain at all. No, I don't smoke it, but I do the edibles.
Oh Lord.
And tell you
Okay.
something.
Fair
I tell you
enough.
something so
Fair
funny.
enough.
I tell you something so funny about it. Well, you know about this with her and I. She told me about this way before I even thought about it. I was like, yeah, I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with it. Finally decided to do it after the pain was getting excruciating. I was like, wow, this is what she was talking about? No
Mm-hmm.
pain, man. So yeah, it's good stuff. Real good stuff. Real good
Good
stuff.
stuff. Well, let's get into this topic because man, yeah. So
Who
Shan
gets
and I,
the
we were kind of
friends?
having this conversation. Yeah. So we were having this conversation as well, and I just had to like think about it over the years, like some of my friends who have been married and they've divorced, and I've stayed friends with both of them.
Oh
And
wow.
it's always an interesting dynamic because I have one set of friends who we've known each other since childhood.
Right.
And when their marriage dissolved, she stopped being friends with me because I was still friends with the husband,
Yeah.
who has subsequently gone on to get remarried, and we're still cool. And
Right.
I don't understand it. Like to me, I feel like don't control my being and who I am.
Right.
People that know me know that I'm a friend to many. Like, why should I have to pick a team in your divorce?
Exactly.
Like, That's not fair to me. It's
I
almost
think
like this manipulative form of control.
it is. It is. I think that it's quite selfish when, one of the partner, which one, whoever it is, place that friend into a position to have to choose. For one, you're probably trying to create a narrative, a negative narrative, you know what I'm saying? And you want to get your point across and you do anything to do that. That's not your friend in the first place. If I'm forcing you to be friends with me, hey, who you going to choose? Me or her? That's selfish on my part. Manipulative, everything in between. So, but they do have people out there that does that more times than none.
That's
Janet?
very true. I was gonna say I don't want to get too far off because Martino starts sending me the hate mail
Yeah, I see it building up here.
So, welcome, Mark. I just want to make sure that I did see Mark was
What
on
up,
with us.
Slash?
But I want to know, Martine said that she says she's friends with both exes. So is that like both you're still friends with both of your exes? Were you married or were these like long-term committed relationships, Martine?
Right.
She says I'm friends with the ex-hubby, became friends with his ex-wife because of our friendship. I don't talk crap about either of them. You became friends with your ex-husband's ex-wife. Okay.
That's some serious growth, man.
Yeah, she says I don't tolerate either of them talking crap about each other. Okay, so both exes, did you mean both exes, meaning your ex-husband and then his ex-wife? I'm assuming. If I have that wrong, let me know. She said there was a guy that she'd met and he and his ex shared a dog. They'd have an exchange bi-weekly with the pup. His ex is married too. And she also said she has a friend that she met through her ex-boyfriend that she's still friends with from the mid 80s.
Right. It sounds like some adulting going on.
Yeah, she's let's see, she had one more. She says there's a couple she'd known who'd broken up. His ex DM'd all of us to let us know that she'd unfriended all of us. Ooh, okay. I don't know. So maybe I was on the petty wagon because I never went and told my friends to unfriend my ex-husband, and we didn't necessarily have the most pleasant of breakups. And it wasn't a narrative that I needed to speak. And a lot of people just didn't really know the dynamics or what was going on in the background about things that were about how the separation was actually going and some things that had maliciously been done to me. And so I will say that I did feel a sense of a little bit of betrayal by friends that we had shared or gained throughout our marriage that I don't know. I guess maybe in my mind, I felt like they stayed more loyal to him. And I think it was more so out of me feeling like, somebody's doing something wrong to me. How could you want to continue to be friends with them, so to speak? But as I look back, it was probably a tough situation for them to be in. And again, I've never, anybody that was a friend that had as mutual friends, I've never told them to pick a side. I don't think he's ever told them to pick a side, but that does not mean that I did not have some initial feelings about it for the first several years of our divorce. I will say that there was what probably had more of an impact on me rather than, friends, was that there was specific family, like my blood family, that continued to have relationship with my ex that I just really didn't appreciate or think was appropriate. It caused issues with my family members even till this day. It's still an issue.
And in my experience, that took place with me when she was painting a different picture. And 9 times out of 10, that happens in all those relationships, all those tumultuous relationships, or, when it ends messy. You got one painting a picture that's not so, in a good light with you, but it's not the truth.
Right.
It's not the truth. My downfall for that is
I think that I'm
the type of person. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, finish up. Please finish.
So I'm the type of person, like if someone, would come to me and asks me about something, like, hey man, mind your business. That's a nice way to say it, but it's like, nah, we're not even about to go into that. So I don't believe in the bash thing. We're not doing that. I don't care how mad I am or whatever. Nah, I'm still gonna be the same person you met. Whatever lie you telling, you gonna have to live with that lie. Because the lie will always outrun the truth. Period. But that's in my experience, that's what I found out, that she was actually painting a completely different picture.
Yeah, and that was part of the issue, because there were people in there were a lot of people didn't even realize we were going through a divorce, because one, I wasn't talking about it. But the other party was talking about it to all listening ears. So they're giving their side of the story, their narrative, which for them it was whatever their version of the truth was. But I just was not that person that felt I needed to go and explain what was going on in my marriage that was causing the separation to everyone else. Those, who needed to know knew. But that was the issue. That was more the issue that I had with when it came down to friends, because there were just different narratives there was a different narrative being told that benefited the other party.
I think it's childish when we try to get, hey, come to my side and believe me. I think that's very childish. It's extremely childish. You're not adulting at all when you do stuff like that, and you're making your friend, who's supposed to be your friend, choose a side. That's a whole bunch of toxic, and then there's a whole bunch of red flags.
And I think the other thing that needs to be considered is the fact that, I'm sorry, I have a weird delay, but I was going to say, I think the other thing that needs to be considered is that knowing your friend, right? Whoever you were friends with first, or however that relationship evolved, like, who people are. Like, the dissolution of a marriage is two-sided. Mm-hmm. There are some scenarios in which one person was just, awful, abusive, and all things, right? That's different. But it's like, we grew apart. It's been 16 years. I don't want this anymore. Like, why do I, as the friend, have to choose a side?
Exactly.
That has nothing to do with me. It's it's what I categorize as OPS, other people's stuff.
Right.
Well, I mean, honestly, Kisa, because you knew Booth, you know both me and my ex-husband. So did I ever ask you? I mean, did I ever come to you to pick a side?
Yep.
I did?
Nope.
Oh,
not at all.
Maybe your delay is
no. I said no. You did not.
Your delay. I was like, what? I asked you to pick a side.
It's weird. Yes.
Okay, so
we got a couple of questions following up over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me get back.
Hey, I think I'm going to switch this up because this is weird. So I'm going to. No, hold on. I'm going to exit out right quick, and then I'll be right back because this is weird. I'll be right back.
Sound good.
Okay, go ahead. No problem. Right. Yeah. Mark said, "Who is Sweet Callie Dreams?" Mark, that's me on That's me on IG, darling. So I was trying to keep up with some of the comments that are over on the IG side as well. Hi, Marcus. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again.
Marcus. Appreciate you, brother.
Marcus said, "I've only been friends with one ex. Their friends are no longer mine." So would you care to elaborate or share why you I don't know, were these friends that both of you had, or were these friends that you inherited as being in a relationship with that person? And Martine, hold on, I want to go back up and get the rest of these comments because we kind of got away here. All right. So, okay, Martine was clearing up. So it's not one of your exes. It's a guy friend that you had who was married, and you and his wife are still cool. Okay. All right. And I'm assuming you and the gentleman were friends first.
Right.
He says, if the friend was foul, I may not have been able to stay cool with either of them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Out of my divorce, I only got one friend out of that divorce.
Really?
Yeah, one friend. Because I'm raw with it. Like, we're not about to pretend. I'm not about to go to dinner, and we're not about to do all this. And I know how you cutting. Nah, we're not doing that. So I was good with it. I was definitely good with it. But years later, her friend, she was her friend first, but became friends with her husband and my wife at the time. We dinner, we do all kind of stuff together, travel, all that stuff, and they fell out. She was her friend first. They fell out because she sided with the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything that was being
interesting.
everything that was being done was being done publicly, and she knew the truth, and she couldn't stand on that. She couldn't stand on it. I was like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to lose your friendship. She was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. She knew the truth.
Okay.
But yeah, I just got that one out and still friends. After all those years, we're still friends today. So
you on your sir, I'm just a quick reminder, you're on your soapbox tonight. We have comments building up. I'm just saying.
Isn't that the cat calling the pot calling the kettle?
Yeah. Anyway, Marcus said they were mutual friends, but when the relation ended, they chose sides. Ooh, okay. I kind of want to hear more about the whole choosing sides thing. So Martine, I'm not sure who this question is directed to, but she said when you and your person break up, you cut off her friends cold, and maybe she's asking you, Marcus. I don't know. She says even if you become friends or cool with them, you cut them off. Marcus said out of both of my divorces, none of those friends were mine because they weren't okay. So they weren't your friends prior to the marriage. Hey Tony, thanks for joining us. Tony said, I understand both positions. However, you must remember emotions are involved. And I think there's an unfinished thought there. Mark said, of course, do Black folks really choose and pick sides with their friends?
Yes, they do.
Why is it? I just want to know, why are we making it whether it's Black or it's like a.
Yeah, because I see it irrespective of race. It doesn't matter.
I don't understand that. So, but I would say, yes, they do. Yeah,
they choose sides. They definitely choose sides.
Whether they're Black, white, whatever. I don't know what the race part has to do with it. But yeah, I can't say even with my own experience, and I probably could have handled it a little bit better. Like the relationship, the friendships, there's two significant friendships where there were two couples, and they were friendships that were obtained during the marriage. So they were brought in basically by both of us.
I'm agreeing with Marcus, and Marcus says people choose sides all the time.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely. Right. So, for me, and it's still a work in progress. It's not that anyone chose sides. It was more about how I felt. And so I did distance myself through, for several years from the friendship, just because I felt selfishly that they probably should have chose sides. That's how I felt, though I never vocalized it. So, but yeah.
Oh my God! You see Mark's comment.
I see it. You don't catch that comment?
He says I still run across cats from high school that still call me brother-in-law, and I'm trying to remember their sisters. Oh wow! Okay, must have been during the days you and Romello were hanging out running the store.
We're not doing that. We're not doing.
Wait a minute. Or I have to give you this, Mark. That means you left an incredible impression.
Oh well, Keisha, we know that can't be true.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I see where this is going.
I didn't say that. So
I see where this is going.
Some things just some things truly have not changed, right, Keith?
Yeah, nothing at all. I love it.
Martine says, because when the two people just didn't do well in a union, what do the friends have to do with it? Yes, especially if there was nothing foul.
Yeah, but I'm gonna ride with Tony. I'm gonna ride with Tony on this. And when we talk about emotions are involved, especially when something traumatic has taken place and like a cheat or something like that, and yeah, when you have emotions boiling over, man, cooler heads will not prevail. Not in the heat of a divorce and a heat of a separation. Like with me, I thought I had everything together. Once that cheat came across the table, I turned to the streets. I mean, it was bad. It was real bad. So I'm gonna ride with Tony on that one.
So a poll here. So Trent, let's say you are married and your wife and I are good friends. We've known each other before you all got married. And then you become friends with my husband. Y'all are tight. And then we divorce. How should that shake out?
Here's the crazy thing, right? The scenario that you gave was the one person I took from the marriage that happened to her.
But is there an expectation that that you as the husband should stop being friends with my ex-husband because your wife and I are best friends?
Not at all. That's called adulting. That's called adult. First of all, I don't believe in, telling you, hey, what you need to do with your ex. Now, we're not doing all that. Because I don't want no problem. I don't want no problem with this man.
Right.
I mean, these are real life scenarios, and so that's why I posed the question. Like,
that's a great
what
question.
happens because it happens, and for me, from my perspective, I think it's just to your point. We're adults. Why are you asking me? Like, we became boys through the process. Like,
I'll give you guys an example.
To you all.
I'll give you guys an example, right? The friend that I'm talking about, they were our spiritual advisors during the whole courtship process, everything, right? Traveled with us to Jamaica and did the marriage, everything. So after Teresa and I divorced, Meredith came with me. The friendship came with me. I was friends with her and her then husband. Then after I was divorced and moved away from Michigan, she divorced her husband and remarried. So I'm still friends with Mary and still cool with CL. I'm still cool with him. But my friendship is with Mary because she stayed, she went to, she went to Lent. She went to Lent the relationship as far as the friendship goes with me. But I'm still cool with CL.
Right.
When do you question those friendships? Because it's funny enough, we were, talking about this topic. And so, me, right? Had to get on my little research kick. And I saw a clip from the Huntsville married folks, something that I don't watch, but it was very interesting because a similar thing happened. But what the young lady said was that homegirl was contacting her ex-husband at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So when do you give that the side eye? Like, to me, I'm like, so like I would be thinking, oh, so you were already interested in that, and now there's an opportunity.
As a man is not supposed to cross another man's doorstep. I don't care if he's not there or not. As a man, you got to stand on principle. You're not supposed to do that. And
so it's up to the man to say, I'm not going to do this. Like, you might have everything that I'm looking for, hourglass, the whole 9 yards.
I'm good. I've been in a situation. I've been placed in a situation where things needed to be taken care of at the house with this one particular couple, and he's gone, and she calling me. Hey, I can get you somebody to come out there and take care of it for you. And if you need me to loan you the money, I got you. But me coming over there, changing your pipes, that ain't gonna happen, sister. Not over here. I stand on loyalty with that. That's a man code. That's a man code that, not at all.
But the unfortunate piece of that is that you may be, 4 out of 10 who walk to that principle.
Yeah.
So the other 6 are out there. They're like, hey,
they're not gonna turn that down, but they call.
But wait a minute. So hold on. So there is a guy, like, so I know we have one with women, like we have the girl code. Like, I'm not fooling with nobody that you fool with. If you my friend, I'm not gonna tolerate none of your exes.
It's called the real man code. That's
the real man code. Okay.
That's a man code. Like, I'm not gonna cross that man. I'm not gonna cross that man's doorstep. Oh, he doesn't live here. This is not his house anymore. No, we're not doing that. Sorry.
So I think what I'm going to do is a visual aid when I do this. That means wrap it up. So I get to these comments because they coming in hot. They coming in hot, sir. So Mark, I'm going back up, Mark, because I don't want hate mail from you. So, and I'm not sure what this question is. He says, so when y'all were married and hung out with other couples, did y'all lose holla couples? I don't know what that means. Holla couples. Explain that for me, Mark, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. Tony said, remember, emotions are involved. If one person hurt the other, they probably are going to feel some kind of way in the beginning. Healing needs to occur. Nevertheless, the friend can feel.
That's real
And
talk.
Mark had a question. So Mark posed this question to you. What if the relationship or marriage just ran its course and there wasn't I'm assuming one person didn't do something wrong or hurt the other? Let's see. Martine says, I'm not friends with is this baby daddy? Is BD baby daddy? Okay. Baby daddy's people. None of them are or were my type of people, not a one. Okay. And she said a few of his buddies and family members do remember and speak whenever we see each other.
9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10.
Can I finish these last two?
I don't want to finish this. I don't want to lose that thought.
I know. Hold on. Write it down. So Tony's answering Mark's question. He says, if you've been cheated on and your childhood friends still friends with the cheater, you may feel betrayed. I think it's also how you handle everything. Do nothing sneaky.
Okay. I see that.
Exactly. But 9 times out of 10, when you see, an entire family going against the one spouse, somebody didn't cause that static because there's friction. Somebody didn't cause that static. So the person who is actually bitter and said some foul shit about you. That's just real talk.
Yeah.
That's just real talk.
I ran into the wife of one of the couples that I that made the decision to not speak to me any longer. Wow. At another friend's wedding.
For no apparent reason.
And y'all, when she saw me, and I thought, so crazily, I don't know why I said this. I was like, hey girl, I'm here. And I walked away. But I was just like, why would you be surprised that I would be here? Like,
exactly. Why are you even talking?
I am not going to stop my life because you feel some type of way.
Exactly. Let me tell you how cold I was with mine, right? I didn't see those other side of the friends until right before Kennedy went to college this year.
I was about to say that was just now, just recently.
I don't play, Shannon. I don't play with that. And when I saw him, hey Trent, how you doing? What's happening?
Yeah, we know.
Kennedy literally had to stop and tell me that you got to stop being an asshole. To Uncle Mike and everybody. I don't play no game. I don't forget.
Where's the sound effects? This should be like the little, the kind of heavenly sound, like because Shannon has said this how many times to you about you. Now your own daughter.
Man, it is what it is. So I played nice for my baby. But I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna sit here at dinner. Then there was an after party. I'm not doing all that. Okay. I'm not. I say, hey, we'll go out to dinner, but I'm not doing that. I like I told her, I said, little bud, I did exactly what you told me to do. Dad, come and play nice because I'm going to college tomorrow and we got to spend time. Yeah, cool. I'm coming to play nice. But the gloves are off after that.
Okay. So Keisha, Mark says, so a Georgia girl, glad to see you back. Haven't seen you since I got my cookies from Charlie. Did you order cookies, sir? I don't know. He said,
really
did you
did.
lose?
A long time ago.
Did we lose you to her? But I could have swore I sent cookies to you.
No, you didn't lose me. Life got a little busy, and so it has gotten slightly unbusy. So I'm good. But yeah, thank you for checking in on me, Marky Mark.
Yeah. And Shannon, he did order cookies for me. He sure did.
I could have swore I said, did he pay for them?
Of course he did. If he didn't pay for you to make me pay for them, knock it off.
Let's not talk about cookies. Let's not talk about.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get cookies free for a lifetime. Let's go.
I know you done lost your damn mind. I don't know who you what? Who said that?
Trent said that.
I couldn't get a hoodie up in this piece. Are you kidding me? I'm still waiting on my hoodie. Oh, I'm still waiting on my book. Let's not even say that.
Which one?
Shall we go on? Shall we continue?
Please continue, please.
Why do you keep calling me Princess Charlie? He's like, hey, Princess Charlie, is that what you're going by on the show again?
You've been gone that long. You've been gone that long. He's always called you Princess Charlie.
I know, but I wasn't even Princess Charlie back. I mean, either. Okay. Anyway. Martine said some families just cannot see their relative as one who could do any wrong. They'll take sides no matter what.
Right, I agree with that.
And Marcus said, "I'll play nice, but if something is said, then I'm sure it's like gloves off."
Boom.
Or deuces.
I'm riding with you, Marcus.
Tony said somebody, he says exactly, somebody has created a narrative that you're the bad person. Remember, the villain often play the victim so well. Ooh, yes. Woo. They only tell the part that makes you look bad. Yes.
Tony preaching a sermon with that one.
Yes, that is very true.
Absolutely.
And Martine said the entire family is blaming the one who may have been the better of the two.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That is so
yeah,
true.
You know, I hate that Coach D isn't here, because this would have really been a great opportunity for me to get her perspective on it, because as I mentioned before, it's something I still struggle with, almost 11 years later after my.
We'll definitely circle back to it. We'll definitely circle back with it.
Yes, but I have, but mine more so with moving past the family part of it.
Right.
Yeah. So
moving back, I totally get that. But for me, I mean, I just got to keep it a buck, man. I'm just too stubborn. Once I see the knife in my side, not my back, because those people were walking along with me when times were good. Once I see the knife in my side, you're dead to me. It could be 20 years later, and I proved that. I proved it. 20 years later, she said, "Dad, I was only like 1.5, 2 years old." Yeah. So, and they still can get it. They still can get it. So,
right.
I mean, you can't. Go ahead.
Thank you. I forgot I'm supposed to do this.
That's right.
Marcus says, I have one. She said, he said, I had one mom pull me, I'm assuming, aside and say, leave my daughter alone. She ain't ish. Hey, Tara. Hey, TP. Thank you for joining.
What's up, TP?
Oh, no. So Tara says, so what?
Let's hover around what Marcus just said, then we'll get to your friend Tara. Hi, Tara. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, okay. So what else did you want to hover around? Oh, he said, so the mom told him to leave
the daughter alone. She ain't ish. I'm still like stuck on that one. Wow.
Right. Exactly. Like I guess she probably, if the mother is telling you they child ain't, you need to go on.
She's trifling. Leave her alone.
Yeah. So Tara said, is there a such thing as mutual friends when you are married? My husband is watching with my sister, and we feel that his friends are his friends and my friends are my friends. So,
I agree.
Wait a minute. But what happens though when you all become friends because part of the circle, right? You're doing a couple things and you're hanging out, and then one of these relationships dissolves.
Right.
Then what's the expectation?
Yeah. And I think that's what Trent had mentioned before, was the part where it comes in as adulting. And I think I think it may have been Martine, not sure who mentioned it earlier, but honestly, it's kind of like what does their breakup have to do with me? As
exactly.
The friend, right?
That's called adulting, man.
Exactly.
When you go to I'm gonna take this friend and put him over here, and you could put your friend over there. That's some bullshit. That's
hashtag OPS. Other people's
some people problems.
Stuff. That's right.
Them people problems.
Okay. So I think, hold on, Mark is telling me. So you did order some cookies and pay for them, and okay, sir, no problem. We'll talk on the side. You're not gonna have me out here in the streets like this. But that's what he said.
She said she's gonna fly them over to you, Mark.
Yeah, on the wings of love.
That's right. You know what? That's he did.
Okay, Jeffrey Osborne.
Exactly. So are you gonna you're gonna redo his order?
I absolutely will, because I am a woman of my word. So I have, unless they were sent to you and you didn't give them to him, that could be a very strong or high possibility.
Nah, knock it off.
No, yes, it could. Yes, it could. Oh, absolutely. I've seen you do it. That's okay. Still waiting on some pralines, but that's okay. We'll move on.
Shannon, let's just go down on Tuesday and get them and come back.
Okay.
There you go.
Martine says my mom and sister are still cool with my baby daddy. He calls them and is in touch with them regularly. I mean, I think your mom and your sister, if this is your children's father,
Yeah, I think family relationships are a little bit different, right? Especially if you have children together, like that's your niece or nephew's dad. Like,
that's what it is.
What do you do? Like, that's
what it is.
Right.
Yeah. My brother's first wife. My brother and his first wife, they have both gone on to get remarried. They both had new kids, but I'm still kind of like, I play the auntie role, she's still my sister-in-law. So I think it's a little bit different, but I think the family relationship is different than the friend, the mutual relationships.
It definitely is.
Why would you? I just still don't get why you should set an expectation on your friends that they dissolve their relationships because you have.
Right.
That's childish.
And like I said, if it's something like egregious, like abuse and that type of thing, like that's different.
Right.
Like I'm absolutely not going to be friends. And I have firsthand knowledge that you did something like this, like I'm out.
Right.
Like you don't ever have to worry about me again. But then when it's just, things just didn't work out. We grew apart. Like we still good people. Like why should I pick a side?
Right.
I tell you guys a story real quick.
Yeah.
When Teresa and I decided to divorce, and I finally told my dad. So after the conference, I said, "Hey, Dad, this is over with, and I think I'm going to go ahead and move to Houston. So I'll stop by and see you in a couple of weeks, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go to Houston." And he said, "Y'all divorcing, y'all? It's fine." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You know, it don't have nothing to do with my business, right?" Because she used to do his books for his business. He said, "You know, it has nothing to do with me, right?" I said, "Yeah, of course." And she went on until he passed. She was doing his books all those years.
Right. But
he made sure he was like, "Hey, they ain't got nothing to do with me."
But I mean, I don't know if we've ever talked about it. You ever told me how long it took you, but I mean, you actually to move beyond that or to heal from that because at this point, you guys have a really good relationship.
8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 years.
So maybe that was just something unique because again, you have a really good relationship.
I definitely needed it because I was angry. I definitely needed it.
Okay.
I needed it.
So Marcus was answering. He said he was shocked about the mother saying that about the girlfriend, and he says he believed the mom. And he says there are mutual friends if you had them before the marriage and not after. Right. Mark said, check this. 1, you can have an agreement on which days you and your ex will hang out with your friends. 2, attend large parties and events where the chances of running into your ex are minimal. 3, don't make it more awkward than it already is for your friends by putting them in the middle. 4, don't use your friends as a way to get back with your ex or to get back at your ex.
Exactly. And 5,
keep your friends in the loop and don't shut them out. 6, know the right time to let it be known there is a new love. 7, expect that you will lose a few of the friends you and your ex had in common. Are we going to round this out with 3 more just to get an even 10 mark? I think these are great points, but I think you could pull 3 more out.
I think that when you're going through that, man, you just have to be adults about it. And as far as, keep your business to yourself. The more when you start dragging people in, I'm dragging Keith in, I'm dragging Tyra in, I'm dragging Shannon in. Now everybody hates Shannon.
Yeah,
that don't make no sense to me.
It's almost like, I was telling a relative who had there was some infidelity in the marriage, and she was like calling all the family he and I said, hey, you might want to tone that down because it doesn't really look like you're leaving. And 15 years later, they're still together. So I was like, you allowed us to all form these like weird opinions. Exactly. He gets the side eye when he shows up to events, all because you said X, but you're still there. So
exactly. And I'm always telling Shannon, like, we know a couple of people who got some situations going on in their relationship, because Shannon wants the tea, period. That's all she wanted, the tea.
You don't be asking the right questions. Like,
she always telling me, you just don't ask the right question. I say, no, it's not my business and I don't care. It's not my business and I don't care.
But you do care. I care. You are my connection. Ask the right questions.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm not going to waste my breath knowing he's going to go back 10 times and none. After 15 years, I'm wasting my time. So why am I talking about it?
Okay.
Why do I have to act concerned? Like, man, no, we're not doing that. That's a waste of time. I died twice. I ain't trying to die a third time.
Mark in his list of things, he makes some great points. Expect that, and I like number 7, expect that you will lose a few of the friends you and your ex had in common. Like, I don't think people get that and they're not accepting of that, but that's the reality of it. Like, there's going to be some casualties of war.
Absolutely.
That is true. That is very true.
Absolutely.
So we have Black Lightning Trucking on IG had a comment, wants to know, does the host have a new love? So I think that might be for you, Mr. Epic.
I know that Black Lightning Trucking. Hey, appreciate the sponsorship and all that good stuff, man. Keep trucking, trucker.
Black Lightning, bruh, that means none ya.
That's funny. Okay. Or just
and Black Lightning is probably just asking because they're trying to figure out if they can still be friends with your ex. So just saying. I'm terrible. I know.
Yeah, Black Lightning is something else. He's something else. For all your logistical needs, Black Lightning Trucking behind me. Coast to coast.
Hilarious.
All right. So Martine said couples can sometimes become very cool and will stay that way after a divorce or a friend has been widowed and then remarried. She said, now your friend's new spouse may not be as cool as their former spouse. Yes.
Right.
She also said her ex lost his mom when he was 13. So he does still reach out and cling to her mom, and she's not mad about that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's respect.
Again, it's called adulting, man.
It is. It absolutely is.
Again, if I have to pull our friends into get on my side, it just don't work for me, man. I've never been that type of guy. I'm just throwing out everything onto her. At one time, I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
She is the mother of my child.
Very true.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever she's gonna find out, she's gonna find out from her, not from me.
Yep.
Right.
Wow.
So interesting. So I think, because I know, Keith, we were talking about the topic before and the real life scenario that you brought up. So I think that Mr. Epic gave a very good response, and it's really that we're all adults, and whatever issue was going on between them as a couple has nothing to do with the friendship that, my spouse or may have with the other person's former spouse or whoever.
Exactly.
So,
yeah,
absolutely right, man. And just to piggyback off of what Tony was saying, emotions run high. Did I do everything right within that divorce? No. Probably I sold some things and before the divorce was final because I knew it was going to get it. So I was very petty. I sold the entire house. Didn't say nothing.
Wow.
Furniture and everything.
You did a Bernadette move from waiting to X.
Yes. What you say? It is trash.
And I'm honest about that. And I'm transparent about it. Shameless plug in the chapter to Delta. I sold everything in the house, contents, everything.
Wow.
Went into a 1-bedroom apartment in West Bloomfield. That's how bold I was. That's how pissed off I was. And that's why it took me 8 years to get over the hump.
Wow.
In hindsight, do you think it was irrational, or are you still glad you did it that way?
I'm so happy I did it that way because it was petty. I did it because I wanted to do it. I'm not the person to say, well, I regret doing that. No, I didn't regret doing that. I wanted to do that because I wanted to strike a nerve. And I did it. Now, we're wonderful friends. You already knew that. What'd you say?
I was about to say, Keisha, you already knew the answer to that question.
Well, I just had to make sure. I had to make sure the people knew. Just saying.
But we're wonderful friends and we're co-parents. We do for a wonderful daughter, and she's in college. She's doing well, getting ready to pledge Delta. Go Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? So all good, man. I've always been transparent about my walk and my journey through that divorce. It took me 8 years to get over it.
Mark said, "Ayo, Mr. Epic, as long as you sold the 40 stacks of curtains." I don't agree, but I'll overstay.
I sold it all.
Is that the curtains that you spent all that money on?
I sold it all. Everything. Everything.
Oh, you got, when he talks about those curtains in the book and how much money was spent on these damn curtains.
I sold it all. So. I knew it was gonna piss her off. I did it for a reaction because I never got the conversation I needed.
Wow.
So I was actually doing it for
what do you mean by that? What conversation did you need?
I never had the conversation of why. Why would you bust the family up? Why? It was just cold turkey. Almost like I was a stranger. So that was a trauma response, by the way.
Right.
So my trauma response was sell everything under.
Wow.
That was my trauma response.
Now I know you have mentioned before when we've talked about, you've shared about your previous marriage and the divorce, that you said that this person was your karma. So at what point in time did you get to where, like, how long did it take?
An interview.
No, how long did it? No, and I'm not really. It's not about throwing shade, but
Go ahead.
when did you begin to make peace with that? Because I'm assuming that had to be part of the healing process for you to kind of
once I started going into therapy. Once I started going into therapy, I was starting to make peace with myself. I didn't get over the hump until I became a life coach.
Okay.
So yeah, but once I started going to therapy, I started seeing things that I did to trigger her. So I started taking responsibility for the toxins I brought to my own party.
Okay.
So it wasn't just her; it was also me. I'm a handful of it, 2 handfuls to deal with. So gotta be honest about it. Well, go ahead. I didn't know this was gonna be an interview, Shannon, but it's okay.
No, it just came to mind because I you said that, you really, it was, I'm not, and I get it. I probably would have, it was a petty and
It was super petty. I enjoyed
right,
every moment of it.
However, I know you did get to a point where you have admitted and said that, that relationship or how that ended was your karma based on,
Yeah, it's definitely my karma. It was
just
definitely my karma. And let me tell you something, man. If any man on here tonight want to be honest about it, the greatest pain a man can't take is a woman cheating on him. Again, the greatest pain a man cannot take is a woman cheating on him. My ego was bruised. I was hurt. I was destroyed, distraught. I was a whole Denzel out there. I can't believe she did this to me.
On today's episode of When the Doer Gets Done.
Right. Ooh.
There it is.
So
again,
that should be
that's the only thing that the pain only made me remember what I did. So once that pain came back, I was like, oh, I don't like this. That don't feel good. I was reminded what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my karma.
Doesn't feel so good, huh?
At all. That was my karma. That's how I was able to walk away, because I took responsibility for the toxic I brought to the party.
Yeah.
When the doer gets done. I like that. Okay. All right. So hold on. We got a little deep in the weeds there, but we do have some comments here, and I want to make sure I get it to. I think Martine said one of her homeboys never told his wife about her. She said she knew a little bit about her, but she felt a type of way when they began trying to include you in hangouts. Right. She says she declined all the invites because she felt awkward when she discovered that she'd never heard of me, or until recently. In my opinion, that wasn't proper. Also, it was lame of him.
Agreed. It's deceitful. Yeah. Like, I mean, what message are you trying to share with people by doing that? I mean, because as we age, right? We all have friends who we have, relationships we've created prior to the marriage. Like, why should, maybe that's a different topic, but why should we expect that to stop? And where's the transparency in that?
Yeah.
That's a great point. Point.
Marcus said his ex's lies on me to my kids, and it back. Something your exes lied about you to your kids, and it backfired on them. As for their friends, I moved on. All families like me because I wasn't the problem. And he said, I spell peace, Divorce. And he says, oh, see, why are you doing? He says, stay petty so you don't have to get petty.
Boom. My man. That was the reason I like Marcus.
As much as I hate to say it, I agree with that.
I knew that was the reason why I like Marcus.
So you don't have to get petty.
Hey, you want
we share the same experience, Marcus. We share the same experience, but the only difference between you and I wrote a book about it and sold thousands of them. Wrote a book about it. That was part of my therapy, releasing that and getting that out. But yeah, I totally get it, man. But again, like Tony said, man, when emotions are high, things are going to go wrong. Things are going to be said. Things that you can't take back.
Right.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen on this road called life, man. But we have to be adults about it. Look for the lesson in it. Instead of looking for the friend, look for the lesson.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When you find the lesson, you're not going to be trying to coerce people into coming, hey, come on my side. Nah, because I really don't give a damn what you're thinking about me and what she said. That's not where I'm at with it because I'm moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I think that's where we mess up. Go ahead.
He also said that he was agreeing with you, being cheated on is the worst.
It is.
Mark said, he said, so Romello sold the house kit and caboodle, the softer side of Sears version. He said the softer side of Sears version of Trent wouldn't bust such a move. I mean, maybe I might have to disagree with you on that.
I was bitter. I was super bitter. I was super bitter. My ego was bruised, and I didn't want her to have any of that stuff that we acquired together. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it 100. And when she asked me, I said, "Yeah, I did." She expected me to do that. I didn't. We split the money. I didn't take no money from her like that. Everything was good, but the stuff that we acquired,
you were not going to benefit from anything that we created together.
He wasn't gonna drink on that. First of all, I had a $2,000 bar, and like I told her, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I told her. That nigga ain't gonna drink a drink on me. Ain't gonna happen.
I get it.
Ain't gonna. That nigga will not.
I don't ever want to hear men talk about the Indian giver effect with women. Or now when we break up,
I was the whole tribe. I was the whole tribe.
The chief and the ancestors council.
Black Lightning Trucking would do the same and did the same. And by the way, Black Lightning Trucking is one of my brothers. So yeah, same thing. Nah, we're not about to live off of me. Have a party on my bar? Nah, we're not doing that.
Did you get rid of the bed sheets too?
Of course, he probably burned those.
You think it's a game?
The bed, everything.
The bed, everything. As a matter of fact, I talk about it in the book. As far as like the television, I gave it to a friend who was going through a divorce. And I told her, so you know what? You could have all the rest of the stuff. You could have it.
Wow.
So I had to be honest with you, I didn't really make a profit from none of that, but the house, furniture in the house, I gave it away. Silver Parish over in Detroit, Michigan. What's up, girl? Good friend of mine. Real good friend of mine.
Skip, Mr. Epic, you are not the only published author here. Mark has said, I wrote poetry books and sold 5, LOL, but it was a therapeutic thing for me.
Hey, whatever it takes.
That's right.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. It was therapeutic for me as well, Marcus.
Mark, no one can define your healing. So whatever.
That's right.
At all.
So now take that, Mr. Epic.
That's good stuff. That's real good stuff, Marcus. Real good stuff. Hey, is it out for sale? I can go and purchase it.
Oh yeah, Marcus, can you?
I know. Yeah, is it on Amazon? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we can actually put it out there, man. This thing streams 24/7, 365. So put it out there, and I'll highlight it for you. Get some sales going.
Yeah. Share it with us in the comments. We'll be more than happy to highlight it for you.
Absolutely.
Mark said, I shared a comment above about the 1.7 I posted. And he said, let's keep it a buck. You can't get out the mud without doing some dirt.
That's true.
And he said, hey, yo, Mr. Epic, you were in the hedges and didn't reach out to a real one. Your consigliere. Oh, is that the mafia?
The Italian mafia.
He said for the chapter, he says, I got you on the next chapter book, audio book.
Wow, look at you. Look at you. Look at you, cheerleader. I like it.
Good stuff. My man.
Says, Marcus says it's on Amazon. I guess it's called God is Swagger and Street Poetry.
Okay.
There we go, folks. You see Marcus' comment at the bottom there.
Yes.
On Amazon, God is Swagger and Street Poetry.
In my cart with the other 18,000 things that are in my cart.
Exactly. Right? There you go. So that's 2 offers from author Marcus Mays. Is it Mays? Is it
May?
Author
May.
Marcus May. God is Swagger and Street Poetry. Good stuff. Real good stuff. Okay, Shannon. This is your thing. You can't be watching smut TV.
Well, we are at 5 past
hold on a second. Wait a second, Shannon. You can't come back watching smut TV and we streaming live. Man. Come on. I know exactly.
I'm trying to look up his book on Amazon.
Oh, I thought you were watching Smut TV.
First of all, it's not Smut TV. No, I'm on Amazon looking up the book. Thank you very much. Mind your business.
Okay,
My TV is on this side of the room. My other monitor is on this side of the room. Thank you very much.
All right.
I just want to point that out.
Just checking.
You know what? Stop trying to check me. Check yourself. I'm a whole grown woman over here.
Keith, it's so good to see you, girl. It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming out. I have to put up Shannon.
I'm super excited. I'm so glad to have joined you all, and it's always a fun time. Great topics. I've been lurking in the comments for the past couple of shows just to pipe in and see what's up, but super glad to be here. I think I will close with this though, that don't make it, if you're going through a divorce or relationship breakup, don't make your friends choose. That's not fair. Unless, right, there's some other DV type stuff going on. Right. Like, I get it. Yeah. But other than that, you know, you created the relationship because of you. So like, that's don't make them choose.
And again, I'll piggyback off of that. You know, making your friends choose is selfish, very manipulative, and you just want your narrative to be played out, whatever it is. And that's not fair to yourself, because at some point, again, like I said in the beginning of the show, the truth will always outrun the lie. It's going to catch up. At some point, it's going to catch up. Mm-hmm. So don't even place yourself in that. Don't even drag people into the mess, man.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
Because if I'm constantly dragging you guys into my mess, that means I can't move forward. I'm stagnant. Mm-hmm. I'm stuck.
Right.
So, makes no sense for me. Shan, you want to close out there? It's Kobe. Kobe's actually locked away tonight.
Yeah, I was just going to press
at that wild look in his eye. he was going to tear it up tonight. So I had to put him away for a second.
No, I just let me get these last couple comments. So we've got the book. So I'm looking at it says God is on Amazon. I just want to make sure it says God is my swagger. Would that be correct, Marcus? Just let me know. You can
see his name of the author in there.
Where am I at? There it is. Yeah, Marcus May. Yep, we got you. Yep. I got you. Yep, we got you going. So, and thank you, Martine. Martine said, good conversation tonight. Good to see all of y'all. Thank you, Martine. Yes, we're very excited. Thank you, Lisa, for coming through. One of the things, just if you have not already, please go on YouTube and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to really push our subscriptions up on the YouTube side so that we can keep bringing you some great topics and conversation each and every week. So please make sure next week I want everyone to set a goal, tell a friend and bring a friend. I will probably by tomorrow put out a couple of options because we want to have put out a poll as far as what the next topic should be. We've got some pretty juicy ideas, so we want to see what you guys want to hear. And as we did in the past, you're always welcome to recommend topics that you would like for us to talk about as well. Other than that,
Apple users, you guys could go over to Apple Podcasts and subscribe there. Get 3 days for free. $1.99 after that. But
good deal.
There's a plethora of content. Actually, Keith is on several of them on Apple Podcasts. So refereeing. So Shannon was throwing darts and knives at me. So yeah. But you can also go to Spotify. Again on the Taylor Kennedy channel on our own platform. So good, good stuff there. TaylorKennedy.com. So good stuff. Good stuff. And appreciate all the guys over on Instagram. So glad to be back to you with you guys, all 23,000 you guys. So good stuff, man. Really appreciate that. Good stuff. I see you guys in India and all that good stuff. So good stuff, man. Real good stuff. So, hey, Coach D, get well. Come back because I don't know if he's going to be available next week for, Noah Shannon. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to be juicy.
I will. Let me know if I'd love to fill in for Coach D. Let me know.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Mark, I'll do the last comment for you, sir. I'm not sure what it means, but it says it's too much element scenarios out here. So a brother gonna get presumed prior to being accused.
That's the Lifetime Network.
Yeah, I just don't know what we're okay. All right, okay.
Well, you know, all those movies on Lifetime, you know, I killed the cheerleader's mother's daughter, you know, so.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Oh, Keith, just while you're here, I'm caught up on Love is Blind. So
we're gonna keep the smut TV off the podcast.
Yeah.
No, Love is Blind is not smut
It's
TV.
not smut.
It's a
It's
very
not smut.
interesting experiment. And so I will leave with that. But if you all want to catch some interesting TV and the experiment itself, Love is Blind is cool. Now, Shan, I will tell you this, and I'll stop talking. Go and watch the Love is Blind Japan. It's a lot more it's what you're looking for. It's like, oh, this is real love. The first season of Love is Blind was good because it was the first time of the experiment. The subsequent seasons get kind of crazy. So, but you'll see, you'll enjoy it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Epic. Thank you again. It's been a blast being back on the show. I'm excited.
He's acting back. He's responded to you real quick. Catch him.
I can't see it on my end.
Oh, we read that. We got that.
We read that one. That's the one we read. Yeah, I need you to keep on up, sir. Keep on up. Drink some more of that ginger juice.
Knock it off. Appreciate you, Marcus. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, man.
Yes.
As always.
Look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Look for on Apple Podcasts. It'll be available probably next week sometime or whatnot.
Hilarious.
If you want to check it out, go to YouTube or either go to Taylor Kennedy TV. So good stuff. We appreciate you guys. See you guys next week.
Have a great night, all.
Hey, have a great week.
You guys be epic.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.